Do you know the first 21 minutes of your day decide whether you conquer or merely survive? I'm not talking theory. I'm talking about strategy, discipline, and intention, packed into 21 minutes that could transform your entire life. Do you ever notice how some people move through the day like they are unstoppable, while others stumble from one moment to the next, reacting instead of creating? That difference doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from talent or opportunity. It comes from one single choice, the choice to command the first moments of your day. Those first 21 minutes, the ones most people waste scrolling, snoozing, or rushing without thought, are your secret weapon. They determine whether you will lead your life or simply drift through it. Commanding your morning is not a suggestion. It is a declaration. You are here to live intentionally, to shape your destiny, and to refuse a life of passive existence. When you wake, do not allow the external world to dictate your energy, your focus, or your mood. Most people hand their power away before their feet even hit the floor. Emails, notifications, demands, and distractions flood in and steal your attention before you even have a chance to breathe. But if you take control in those first moments, the day becomes yours. Stand up, lift your chin, open your eyes not with hesitation, but with resolve. The way you start the morning becomes the rhythm for everything else. If you start small, scattered, and reactive, the rest of the day mirrors that chaos. If you start deliberate, strong, and intentional, you set a chain reaction for success, confidence, and achievement. Commanding your morning is the difference between surviving life and creating it. This command is not about doing more things. It's about setting a standard for yourself. Before your day begins, declare who you are, what you stand for, and what you will accomplish. Speak it, feel it, own it. Your words are not empty. They are seeds that shape your reality. When you tell yourself, I am focused, I am strong, I am unstoppable, you are doing more than motivating yourself. You are wiring your mind to act with courage and clarity. The brain does not distinguish between a thought you dwell on and an action you take. It simply responds to intensity and consistency. And those first moments, before the noise of the world seeps in, are when your focus is purest and your intentions are most potent. Commanding your morning also means honoring your physical presence. Your body is not just a vehicle, it is your foundation. Too many people neglect it in the early hours, assuming they can make up for it later. But the truth is that the way you move, breathe, and occupy space in the morning sets the tone for every interaction and decision that follows. Even a few minutes of conscious movement, a stretch, a deep breath, or a brief activation of your muscles awakens energy, sharpens focus, and ignites confidence. When your body is aligned and energized, your mind becomes precise, your choices become intentional, and your actions become unstoppable. Commanding your morning requires commanding your body first. Equally important is the mental clarity that comes from deliberate stillness. It may feel counterintuitive, but taking a moment of silence, reflection, or meditation before diving into tasks or obligations is an act of power, not weakness. In that stillness, you observe your thoughts, your emotions, and your priorities. You separate the essential from the trivial. You see what truly matters and refuse to be swept away by distractions. Silence in the morning is not about escaping the world. It is about preparing to face it with precision, courage, and unwavering focus. Without this mental alignment, no amount of action or movement will lead to meaningful results. Commanding your morning is as much about the inner discipline of thought as it is about outward action. Finally, commanding your morning is a statement of identity, ever. Why choice you make in those first 21 minutes tells the world and yourself who you are and what you will tolerate. Will you allow inertia, distraction, and indecision to control your life? Or will you rise, deliberate, and act in alignment with your purpose? The world rewards decisiveness, courage, and initiative. By mastering the start of your day, you are not just winning the morning, you are winning the inner battle that defines every success, every achievement, and every moment of fulfillment. Those who control the morning control their life. Those who let it slip control nothing. Take this seriously. The difference between living a life that feels endless and chaotic versus a life that feels purposeful and powerful lies in the first 21 minutes after you wake. Command them. Own them. Declare your intentions. Align your body. Quiet your mind. Move with focus. And let the energy you cultivate in those minutes shape your hours, your days, and ultimately your destiny. There is no excuse, no delay, no tomorrow that is more powerful than the present. Command your morning, and you will command your life, because greatness begins the moment you decide it will. Before the world shouts at you, before notifications flood your phone, before obligations demand your energy, there exists a space that is yours alone. That space is silence. Most people underestimate the power of stillness, dismissing it as emptiness or wasted time. But silence is not empty. Silence is fertile ground. It is where clarity is born, where focus sharpens, and where the strength to face the day is forged. In a world designed to pull you in every direction at once, taking even a few minutes to sit in complete stillness is an act of rebellion, an act of control. It is a statement that your mind, your energy, and your life will not be dictated by chaos, but by intention. In silence, you begin to hear yourself again. Not the fragmented self scattered across tasks, notifications, and external pressures, but the real you. Your thoughts, your desires, your fears, and your strengths come into sharp focus. Most people live their lives as reactions. Reacting to problems, reacting to opinions, reacting to distractions. Silence interrupts this pattern. It gives you the space to choose your responses instead of being driven by impulse. When you allow the mind to pause, when you allow the brain to reset, you unlock a clarity that cannot be bought, borrowed, or taught. This is the mental edge that separates those who drift through life from those who shape it. Silence is not passive, past. You acknowledge challenges without panic, and you approach solutions without haste. This is where courage is born. Not the loud, dramatic courage of a spectacle, but the quiet, unshakable courage that fuels consistent action. By starting your day with silence, you build the mental armor that allows you to navigate pressure, uncertainty, and adversity with grace and power. Finally, silence is not just a tool, it is a statement of self-respect. It declares that your mind is worth protecting, that your attention is precious, and that your life is not to be surrendered to the noise of the world. Those who master the art of silence in the morning control the narrative of their day. They are not reactive, they are deliberate, they are not followers, they are leaders. They do not wait for clarity to arrive, they create it. The power of silence is immeasurable because it is the foundation of intentional living. It is the invisible engine behind focus, creativity, and success. Embrace the silence and you will hear the voice of your potential, loud, clear, and unstoppable. Your body is not just a vessel, it is the command center for your life. Every thought, every decision, every achievement is filtered through it. And yet, too many people treat their bodies like afterthoughts, as if energy, vitality, and resilience are optional luxuries. They wake up stiff, tired, or sluggish and wonder why the day feels heavy before it even begins. But here is the truth. The way you move in the morning, the way you activate your body, directly shapes the energy, confidence, and focus that will carry you through every challenge ahead. Movement is not exercise. It is a declaration that you are alive, powerful, and ready to conquer. Even a few minutes of deliberate movement can completely alter the trajectory of your day. Stretching, breathing deeply, or activating your muscles awakens energy that lies dormant overnight. It signals to your brain that it is time to act, to think, to create. The nervous system shifts from lethargy to alertness, and every decision you make becomes sharper. Physical motion is the first step in reclaiming your power. Those who underestimate it are already handing the day to fatigue, distraction, and mediocrity. Those who honor it are stepping into their authority, commanding their energy and igniting their potential. Movement is the language of action. It speaks before words can catch up. Movement also impacts your mental state more profoundly than most realize. There is a reason why athletes, leaders, and high achievers prioritize morning routines that activate the body. The brain and body are not separate, they are partners. A body that moves with intention produces chemicals that sharpen focus, elevate mood, and fortify resilience. Energy is contagious, and the energy generated through movement permeates every thought, interaction, and task you encounter. When you move first, you think clearly. When you move first, you act decisively. When you move first, you refuse to be swept away by the inertia of the world. Beyond energy and clarity, movement builds confidence. Confidence is not something you can summon with words alone. It is embodied. It lives in your posture, your stance, and the way you inhabit space. Standing tall, stretching fully, or engaging your muscles sends a signal not just to yourself, but to the world. You are ready, you are capable, and you will not be underestimated. Confidence generated from movement is different from superficial bravado. It is deep, unshakable, and immediate. Every stretch, every breath, every small activation compounds into a magnetic presence that cannot be ignored. Movement in the morning is also a metaphor for action in life. Sitting idle, waiting for clarity, or relying on external motivation is a trap. Action precedes inspiration. Movement triggers momentum. When you physically engage your body, you are training yourself to engage your mind, your emotions, and your purpose. That first deliberate act of motion, whether it is a stretch, a walk, or a set of breaths, is the first victory of your day. It is a signal to your subconscious that you are not a passive observer of life. You are a force moving through it with intention and power. Finally, movement is an investment in yourself. It is a reminder that your body is your most loyal ally, that energy is a currency you must protect, and that resilience is forged in the daily ritual of attention and care. The moment you commit to moving deliberately in the morning, you set in motion a chain reaction. Energy fuels clarity. Clarity fuels focus. Focus fuels action. And action fuels results. Those 7, 10, or 15 minutes may feel small, but their impact is monumental. Move your body, awaken your energy, and you will move through your day and your life with unstoppable power, focus, and confidence. Your mind is the most powerful asset you own, and yet it is often left unattended, exposed to distractions, negativity, and reactive thought patterns. Feeding your mind deliberately is not optional. It is essential. What you consume mentally determines the quality of your thoughts, the strength of your decisions, and the trajectory of your life. The first moments of the morning are when your mind is most receptive, most malleable, and most capable of transformation. What you allow in those moments will either empower you or enslave you. Choosing intentional mental nourishment is choosing the life you want instead of settling for the life that happens to you. Words are not just symbols, they are forces. Every affirmation you speak, every sentence you read, every idea you digest shapes your perception of what is possible. When you feed your mind with inspiration, strategy, and knowledge in the morning, you set a standard for your day and, by extension, your life. Reading a passage that challenges you, reciting affirmations that reinforce your strength, or visualizing your goals with intensity programs your brain for success. The mind responds to repetition and belief. When you consciously choose what to consume, you create an inner environment that favors achievement, creativity, and resilience. Mental nutrition is about more than information. It is about focus. The mind left unattended will wander, it will doubt, and it will succumb to fear. By taking a few intentional minutes to feed it the right content, you sharpen your focus, align your priorities, and strengthen your internal compass. Thoughts that dominate your morning are the ones that dominate your day. If you start your day with cluttered, scattered, or reactive thoughts, your actions will mirror that chaos. But if you start your day with clarity, discipline, and intentionality, your actions will follow suit. Mental feeding is the training ground where focus, clarity, and strategy are forged. Visualization is one of the most potent tools for mental empowerment. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined outcome and reality until you act. When you see yourself achieving your goals, moving through challenges with grace, and living a life of purpose, your brain begins to align with that reality. Visualization is not a fantasy. It is the rehearsal of your future success. Feeding your mind with these intentional images primes your subconscious to recognize opportunities, make decisive moves, and act with confidence. The early morning is the perfect time for this. When your mind is quiet enough to be influenced and focused enough to absorb the impact, affirmations are another critical component. Repeating statements that embody your strength, resilience, and vision is not mere repetition. It is a declaration of identity. Your mind is constantly shaping your reality based on the narratives you believe. By choosing affirmations that reinforce your power, focus, and purpose, you are reprogramming your subconscious to act in alignment with your goals. This is not a passive act, it is active ownership of your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately, your life. Morning affirmations set a tone of certainty, strength, and determination that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Feeding your mind intentionally is an act of self-respect, strategy, and foresight. It signals that you refuse to be a victim of circumstance, that you demand clarity, and that you will not compromise your potential. Those who prioritize mental nourishment every morning develop a relentless focus, a resilient mindset, and an unshakable belief in their ability to create the life they desire. Knowledge, words, and intention are not just tools, they are weapons. Equip yourself with them, and you will navigate life with precision, power, and unwavering confidence. Feed your mind first, and the world will bend to the vision, clarity, and strength you have cultivated within it. Gratitude is more than a feeling, it is a force. It is the lens through which we interpret every experience, every challenge, and every interaction. Most people start their day focused on what is missing, what is wrong, or what must be fixed. They rush through mornings with a sense of scarcity, anxiety, or obligation, and wonder why life feels heavy and unfulfilled. But the simple act of naming what you are grateful for changes everything. Gratitude rewires your brain, reshapes your perspective, and shifts your energy from lack to abundance. It is not a ritual of weakness, it is a declaration of strength. When you consciously focus on gratitude, you anchor yourself in reality rather than reaction. You recognize the life you already possess, the opportunities, the relationships, the resilience, and the potential that exists even amid struggle. Gratitude is not blind optimism. It is clarity. It allows you to see the foundation upon which your dreams can grow. Those who practice gratitude first thing in the morning do not start the day chasing what they do not have. They start it rooted in what they can amplify, leverage, and expand. This simple mental shift transforms overwhelm into focus, chaos into strategy, and survival into thriving. Gratitude also fuels emotional strength. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances rarely unfold perfectly. But gratitude gives you the capacity to respond rather than react. When you acknowledge the blessings, however small, your mind begins to operate from abundance instead of scarcity. Stress diminishes, confidence rises, and clarity emerges. Emotional intelligence is built in these quiet moments of reflection, and the decisions you make from a place of gratitude are measured, deliberate, and aligned with your highest goals. The power to navigate life's challenges lies in this daily practice. The practice of gratitude extends beyond words. It is a catalyst for action. When you recognize what you already have, you are motivated to honor it, expand it, and share it. Gratitude transforms thought into purpose. It aligns your intentions with the opportunities in front of you and strengthens your resolve to act boldly. Those who master this practice develop momentum that carries them through obstacles, distractions, and setbacks. Gratitude is not passive reflection, it is active engagement with life, a commitment to see clearly, act intentionally, and appreciate the journey even while striving for the destination. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Life is not a solitary pursuit, and the people who support, challenge, and inspire you deserve recognition. Taking the time to reflect on the people, experiences, and circumstances that contribute to your growth creates a mindset of respect, connection, and empathy. The energy you cultivate through gratitude radiates outward, influencing your interactions and attracting positivity. In this way, gratitude is both internal and external, a force that strengthens the mind, the heart, and the environment in which you operate. It is the secret weapon of those who live fully, lead effectively, and impact profound. Finally, gratitude is a cornerstone of abundance. It transforms ordinary mornings into extraordinary beginnings, ordinary lives into intentional journeys. Those who prioritize gratitude cultivate a mindset that sees opportunity where others see limitation, growth where others see stagnation, and hope where others see despair. It is the invisible engine behind every achievement, every breakthrough, and every moment of fulfillment. By starting your day with gratitude, you create a foundation of strength, focus, and clarity that cannot be shaken. Practice gratitude each morning, and you will not only survive your days, you will rise, thrive, and live a life of unstoppable abundance. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Most people wake up each day with plans, intentions, and goals, but few take deliberate steps to bring them to life. The world does not reward those who wait, hesitate, or hope for circumstances to align perfectly. It rewards the bold, the decisive, the relentless. Taking one intentional, courageous action before the day begins is not just a routine, it is a declaration. It is the statement that you refuse to be passive, that you will shape your destiny with your own hands, and that success is something you claim, not something you stumble upon. Even the smallest action taken with purpose sets a chain reaction in motion. A single step forward signals to your mind and body that you are committed. It transforms uncertainty into momentum and intention into tangible progress. Many people underestimate the power of beginning before the world demands it. They wait for inspiration, validation, or perfect conditions, only to find that time slips away, leaving regret behind. By acting first, before distractions, doubts, or obligations arise, you claim the most important victory of the day, the victory over inertia. Momentum, once created, feeds itself, and the energy from this initial act fuels every decision and interaction that follows. Action also strengthens confidence. There is no substitute for doing. Talking, planning, and dreaming are necessary, but they remain abstract without movement. Each deliberate step builds proof that you are capable, resourceful, and resilient. Confidence is not born in thought, it is forged in execution. The moment you take purposeful action toward your goal, your identity shifts. You are no longer someone who hopes or wishes. You are someone who creates, someone who delivers, someone who commands results. That shift in self-perception permeates every part of your life, influencing the choices you make and the outcomes you achieve. Early action is also a masterclass in discipline. The first minutes of your morning are the most vulnerable, easy to surrender to distraction, hesitation, or comfort. Those who act first cultivate a mindset of consistency and self-mastery. Discipline is the muscle that supports success, and it grows strongest when exercised before the day begins. By committing to a single, meaningful act every morning, you strengthen your ability to resist procrastination, embrace challenge, and pursue long-term goals with unwavering focus. Action is the tangible expression of intention, and discipline is its amplifier, taking bold action. First is not about speed, it is about clarity. Before the world imposes demands, chaos, or expectations, you decide what matters most and move decisively in that direction. Action without clarity is wasted energy, but clarity without action is wasted potential. The mornings are your advantage, uninterrupted, untapped, and filled with possibility. By identifying the single most impactful step you can take and executing it immediately, you create leverage over your day, your ambitions, and ultimately, your life. Those who master this practice do not wait for motivation. They generate it through deliberate, courageous movement. Finally, action is the ultimate declaration of self-ownership. Every achievement, every breakthrough, Right transformation in life begins with a choice followed by a step. The world will never wait for you, and opportunities will never pause for your hesitation. By taking one bold, intentional action before breakfast, you affirm that your life is yours to design, your goals are yours to pursue, and your potential is yours to fulfill. This is how ordinary mornings become extraordinary, and ordinary lives become extraordinary legacies. Take decisive action every morning, and you will not only move through your day, you will move mountains, shape your destiny, and live a life of unstoppable achievement. Momentum is the silent force that separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely wish for it. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start, to act, or to pursue their dreams. They underestimate the compounding power of small, consistent steps taken with intention. The truth is, momentum does not wait for permission. It is built, nurtured, and claimed by those who refuse to be idle. The mornings, those first 21 minutes, are the perfect launch pad. When you invest in your routine, your mind, your body, and your actions early, you create unstoppable forward motion that carries through the entire day and eventually through the entire life you are building. Momentum begins with clarity of purpose. Every day, every choice, every action either adds to or detracts from the life you are designing. When you take time in the morning to define your focus, set your intentions, and identify your highest priority actions, you create a force that propels you forward. Without clarity, motion becomes aimless and energy is wasted. But with it, even the smallest act, a stretch, a breath, a thought, or a decisive action, sets a ripple effect into motion. Your mind recognizes the signal of direction and begins aligning thoughts, emotions, and choices to sustain it. Momentum grows quietly at first, but once established, it cannot be ignored. Consistency is the engine of momentum. It is not enough to act boldly once. You must act repeatedly, deliberately, and with purpose. Every morning you dedicate 21 minutes to intentional practice. You are reinforcing habits that compound over time. Momentum thrives on repetition. The more you honor your routines, the stronger your energy becomes, the sharper your focus, and the deeper your confidence. Small victories, taken consistently, build an unstoppable force. Every completed task, every mindful breath, every deliberate step compounds into the life you dream of, far faster than any single act of effort could achieve alone. Momentum also thrives on energy management. It is not simply about working harder. It is about working smarter. The first moments of your day set the rhythm for your energy, your focus, and your actions. When you move your body, fuel your mind, embrace gratitude, and take intentional action in the morning, you generate a reservoir of energy that sustains productivity, creativity, and resilience throughout the day. This energy is magnetic. It carries you through challenges, fuels decision-making, and allows you to move with purpose instead of being pulled by distraction or fatigue. Momentum is energy in motion, and every morning you cultivate it, you ensure it accelerates rather than dissipates. Momentum is also cultivated through reflection and adaptation. Those who achieve extraordinary lives do not simply act, they assess, learn, and refine. In the morning, you have a unique opportunity to review, recalibrate, and adjust. What worked yesterday? What drained your energy? What will create leverage today? By combining action with reflection, You create not just motion, but intelligent motion, forward progress that builds upon itself. Momentum without intelligence is speed without direction. Momentum with reflection becomes unstoppable force directed at the life you are destined to create. Finally, momentum is mastery in motion. It is the realization that your life is not governed by chance, circumstance, or the opinions of others. It is shaped by your daily choices, your intentional actions, and your unwavering commitment to forward progress. The first 21 minutes of every morning are your most powerful opportunity to claim momentum, to build habits that compound, and to align energy, focus, and action in a way that transforms potential into achievement. Those who master momentum understand that greatness is not a singular event. It is the product of daily, consistent, and deliberate movement. Harness momentum every morning, and you will not only navigate life, you will command it, master it, and create a legacy of unstoppable success.